From the search results page, you'll notice that on our toolbar up here we have a few things we can do. Enabling the checkbox at the far left selects all the items retrieved by the search, though I could go ahead and select individual ones if I only want some of them. Once items are selected, the Mass Actions dropdown on the right side becomes enabled, and I can choose to perform a mass action on the selected items. So here you can see that I have the option to add these objects to the Compare module, which I'll cover in a separate capsule. Onto these buttons here. The first one is the Share button. This gives you a link to securely share the search results with anyone in the company, meaning that they will have access to this page but only see information as authorized by their user role. Next to that, we have the Add to Favorites button, which would make the search available directly from the main menu. So this could be useful if you tend to do the search very often. And last, we have the Export to Excel button. When exporting your search results to Excel, all the displayed columns and the order in which they appear here is very important to consider, because what you see is what will be exported to Excel. I'll get into this in the next section, as I explain search table views. In Nakisa Hanelly, you'll also see that you have quite a few options to change how your search results are displayed, depending on your user role within the application and the parameters of your search. On the search results page, you have a drop-down menu over here on the right. The standard view is what is selected by default, but I have a bunch of other views as well. So here, we have the regular table view, with a column-by-column breakdown of employee information. Then we have talent by compensation, talent, and compensation. In any of the tables, I can click on the header of each column to cycle through different sort options, so ascending, descending, then no sort if I click a third time. When I display my search results in any of the views other than the standard view, a new icon appears on my toolbar at the top. Clicking on this little gear over here opens up the settings window, and it's from here that I can choose what columns show up in my table and in what order. This is important to consider when exporting your search results to Excel. So I'll just quickly choose the data that I want in my exported file. I'll just select a few of these and reorder them in the section below by selecting the column name and using the arrows on the side. And then I'll click Save. Now that my data displays as I want it in my table, I'll click on Export to Excel and click on Generate. When the file is ready to be downloaded, a notification appears, and I can click on it to download my Excel file. Now if I go into my Excel file, you'll notice that the information I have here corresponds to the parameters and columns that I set in my search. The data you'll see in your search results depends on your user role, and some have the option to narrow their search results according to their area of responsibility, or AOR. So here, I logged into the solution as Liz Frank, who has the HR location role, which gives her access to all sensitive data in her location. And I'll just go ahead and start a search. So I'll type in a few letters in the search bar and hit Enter to retrieve more search results. For this example, I'll switch over to the table view, and if I scroll towards the end of the table using the scroll bar at the bottom of the page, you'll notice that there are fields that are blank. This is because Liz does not have the security role required to view these secure data elements, at least not for these people, because she's not responsible for them. So let's say that as Liz, I want to conduct this search, but only see the results for those within my area of responsibility. If I scroll back to the left side of the table, as you can see, I have this drop-down menu that says My AOR Only. And right now, it's at the default setting of No. If I switch that to a Yes, the table updates, and I now have fewer search results And I can see data in all the fields because these are people who either report to Liz Frank or whose records have been assigned to Liz because of her role.